Hi. I always started out with these things and you can't see me. It's Lou. Today is the 29th of March, 2025. And it is Saturday afternoon, early evening. And I was looking through Helaman because I thought that Stripling Warriors were in Helaman. But I just looked it up on Google. Yay for Google. I looked up the Stripling Warriors, okay? But in the Book of Mormon. So I put in the Book of Mormon, where would I find the Stripling Warriors? So here is your answer. The story of the Stripling Warriors, also known as the 2,000 Stripling Soldiers, in the Book of Mormon is found in Alma, chapters 56 through 58. Here's a more detailed breakdown. Alma 56 introduces the young men led by Helaman, who are ready to fight against the Lamanites. Helaman's epistle to Moroni, Helaman wrote about a group of young men from the, I don't have it opened up. Let me see what happens if I do. Oh, really? All right, so I tapped on a spot, and here it says the Book of Mormon Seminary Student Manual. Cool. You didn't say cool, I did. I put that thing back in my case because I was afraid I was going to drop it. Because it's easy to drop. Because it's so small. I'm talking about my iPad without a case. I need to get a different kind of case. This one's kind of awkward. It had a keyboard that came with it, but then I don't know if I ruined the keyboard by leaving it plugged in all the time or, So, interesting. Once upon a time, I had a seminary manual for the Book of Mormon. I'm not going to be able to read it without my glasses. But, Introduction to the Book of Mormon Seminary Student Manual. Then the next thing is Book of Mormon Introductory Materials. Next spot is Introductory Pages of the Book of Mormon. And then it's it's tearing it down into little segments, like for classes, I bet you. And sometimes, you don't want to, especially if you're teaching kids, and that's usually what's going through seminary. I don't know. It's been a long time. I don't know what their manuals look like now. I loved mine, and I don't know what happened to it. It was large, and it had pictures, and it had big print, so it was easier to see. This little print stuff doesn't work real good for me. Okay, so like it's got 1 Nephi 1 through 5. So that must be chapters 1 through 5. That would make more sense instead of it just being 5 verses. Yeah. Then the next one is 1 Nephi 6 through 10. And then 11 through 15. 16 through 22. I really should. I don't think they would mind if I do that. If I follow along, give a class. Give a class. Okay, So First Nephi 1 through 5, I'm going to look and I'm going to tap on that and see what happens. There's something I think is real important, and I think that might be saying what that is. But I've read it. You know, we have a prophet at the head of the church, and apostles. They all work together. And the prophet speaks for the church, speaks for God to the church. And not just to the church, it's for everybody. I mean, they've made that known. He is everyone's prophet. They just don't know it. Okay, he is the prophet. However, holy men and women receive revelation. They'll say that it's not for the world, you know, but maybe it's a revelation of what this person needs that's in front of your face. Like I've talked about before, where you're led into someone's path and they've been wondering about something, they need to know something, and you happen to have the answer. And you don't even realize that you're giving them what they need. But they know, and then they tell you after, and it's a trip. So anyway, and I keep taking my glasses on and off. I feel like I just need to get some readers, but things are blurry. So I just would like some different glasses. Venture out and find some nice frames. I need them to stay on my face, and I need them to not glare, so you guys can see my eyes. Okay, so when I clicked on First Nephi 1 through 5, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They've got 5 different spots. I guess I could turn it around and show you. It's divided up into 5 different things. So it would be First Nephi 1. There came many prophets. I do have the TV on. I don't pause it. I left it on. I figured I would rewind it. I need to think better. I can hear it loud, and they've already gone. They've gone out to dinner. And I'm just exploring. There came many prophets. So that's in First Nephi 1. My voice just went up. First Nephi 2, thou hast sought me diligently. First Nephi 3, God prepares a way. And then it says doctrinal mastery. First Nephi 3, 7 through 1. No, I got to read that better. First Nephi 3, verse 7. And then there's a slash, and it says, I will go and do the things which the Lord hath commanded. And then the next line, it says, First Nephi 4-5, meaning chapter 4, verse 5. I was led by the Spirit. And that's kind of what I'm telling you. When you find yourself, either someone has come into your path or you've gone into theirs. Sometimes quite by happenstance, I believe is how they might would put that. Perfect timing. You're in the right place at the right time, and it is split-second timing, really. I've had that happen to me. Hadn't seen a friend of mine forever. You know, I think she had moved away, maybe out of the state and stuff. But anyway, I was at, I stopped in at a service station over by where I lived, and she was at that service station. So we just happened to be there at the right time. Tell me that wasn't planned. It's kind of different. Anyway, that was my friend Deb that time. I mean, there's been different times when I've connected with people quite by chance. But maybe it was by divine design. Anyway, I can't keep taking them on and off. I say that's just the very first section. This is 1 Nephi 1 through 5. So that's 5 chapters. Then they've got it split up into 5 sections. Wondering how much there is. See, there's 52 weeks, in a year. You don't go to school all of that. So, just wondering how these classes played out. Alma's quite large. Alma's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That would probably be 11 weeks just on Alma. Unless they can bind them, because in the manual they've already sought out the good stuff. And so you just got a few verses here and a few verses there. And I shouldn't have said it like that because it's all good stuff, but sometimes it's, mundane, boring and stuff. You want to get right to the meat. That's the way I feel about things. I want to get right to the meat. I wish I could find my... I don't know what the right word would be. When you make a pattern. And I did a treasure hunt through the Book of Mormon, okay? And I marked Book of Mormons, a lot of them. And what you would do is you would start on the very first page and you would underline something. I got to where I just started bracketing things so you're not really taken away by maybe you drew over the words and it makes it hard for them to really understand what, you crossing out what you were trying to underline. And here I am, I don't have... I'm going to have to do something because I'm in here without something to drink. And yes, my voice is awful low and growly. This one is, I don't know if this is a good one to have because the print is so small and I haven't wanted to really hurt my eyeballs. But it's coconut pineapple ice. Okay, but I'm not exactly sure what it's sweetened with. I'm hoping it's not the bad stuff. What's the bad stuff? Artificial sweeteners are bad. Okay. I'll get off of that for the moment. 3rd Nephi is really excellent. It is the record of Jesus Christ being born. In other words, there were signs given when he was born. And there were signs given when he died. I'm talking about over here in the Americas, the North and South American continent, okay? I wish my voice sounded better. I get distracted and then I lose my train of thought. 3rd Nephi is can't say it's the most important, but I think it is the most important book in the Book of Mormon. It is the record of Jesus Christ, like I said. See, he was over in Jerusalem, across the great waters, you know. Over here, people of God knew about him. I mean, they were trained from the beginning that the Savior was going to come into the world. But then if you really get into some of the things that are said, I mean, I think Emmanuel means God with us. God with us. I might have that wrong. I hope not. Okay, so anyway, there's a bunch of Third Nephi, and then there's Mormon, there's Ether, there's Moroni, Helaman, Alma, Mosiah, Enos, Words of Mormon, Jacob, Second Nephi and First Nephi, and then the introductory pages. Yeah, my voice is really low, scratchy and all that stuff. I need my water. Wonder how far I made it. I'd have to look it up, and I don't know if I want to. In other words, when I started reading First Nephi, how far did I make it in to that book? Let's see. Go to. Okay, I'm on my channel. I've gone up to the search bar. So what am I wanting? I'm wanting First Nephi. So I wonder if I put 1. Nephi. Read by Lou on LOU apostrophe S space TOUCH. Okay. Interesting. The first 2 things that pop up have to do with the chosen. And then the third one is First Nephi 1, read by Lou, 11/10/24. 47 views 4 months ago. I left the TV on pretty loud. I guess I really should go down there and fix that. Take my glasses off, and then I'm going to have to put them back on. Okay, so there's that one. First Nephi 10, read by Lou. Okay, my goodness. I made it to 10. I made it to 15. Maybe that's all there is. So I must have read it all. No? Actually, I don't know, because it skips from 10 up to 15. Then there's Third Nephi. And there's a third Nephi 26. But really, third Nephi is good. That's what I was just trying to tell you. And actually, it looks like I'm sure I read it all. I kind of skipped around a little bit, but maybe if you, this is if you want to, people, get yourself a little composition book and dedicate it to loose touch. And then if you're interested in the scriptures, that's what I'm really talking about. Is you can, when you start listening to some stuff, and maybe my stuff doesn't come all together in a row, you can write down what it is that you did listen to so you don't listen to it over again. And you can find it in succession because I did them all. But I started out in 3rd Nephi. I did the first chapter, and then I think I did the 8th chapter. And then I was gonna hit the 11th chapter next, but I just decided, I believe I went ahead from 8 all the way. And then I came back and picked up the ones that I had missed. So that's what I'm trying to say. I skipped them to begin with because I wasn't planning on reading the whole book, meaning 3rd Nephi. I was just going to touch upon the really nice stuff, the good stuff. The part where Jesus Christ tells this guy'd been praying all day long because they're about to be killed. The unbelievers, there's the believers and the unbelievers, non-believers, however you want to put it. Ouch, there goes my hair. And the non-believers are going to kill the believers, okay? These guys are barbaric. But they've decided that the signs should have been given by now. And since it hadn't been given, we're going to kill all you guys that believe. I mean, that's a little bit extreme, don't you think? Anyway. So that's what they did. They were planning on doing that, and it was really close at hand. And it must have been a guy named Nephi. There's been a bunch of them by now. Because 3rd Nephi is not in the beginning. It's not in the end, but it's not in the beginning. I lose track of what my thoughts are. But 1st Nephi, there's a 16. 3rd Nephi, there's a 27. 4th Nephi, I wonder if that, I think 4th Nephi might just be one chapter. Seems like it. That's somebody else. This is Nephi sees a vision of future events, and then it's 1st Nephi 10 through 15. That's not me. Book of Mormon audio, 1st Nephi chapter 1. It's 13 years ago, but it's only 6 minutes and 44 seconds. The Book of 1st Nephi, full version. Book of Mormon, another testament of Jesus Christ. Testimony of the Book of Mormon. And there's me. 1st Nephi 4, read by Lou. That was November 11th, 24. Mormon 4, and also 3rd Nephi 1, 13 through 30, read by Lou. 24 views 1 year ago. I need to find a way to get these like out front. Yeah. No, I don't know. That's Nancy's house. I was trying to look at the surroundings to see where I was during some of these readings. First Nephi 9, and then the next one is 3rd Nephi 18. So they got it way out of whack. 3rd Nephi 22. 1st Nephi 6. 1st Nephi 7. 3rd Nephi 20. Mormon 1, read by Lou. Yeah, Mormon was, the book that I read, the Book of Mormon, the little book in there, was pretty traumatic. Interesting. There's Mormon 8. So it's just got a whole big old thing. You can just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. It's got 3rd Nephi and Mormon. They're all out of order, is the point. So if you just went by what this thing did, I don't think it's going to go find the right numbers to go with it. Mormon 2, read by Lou, is a year ago. 15 views. 3rd Nephi 8, read by Lou, 22 views. That's a year ago. Words of Mormon, read by Lou, 21 views, 1 year ago. 3rd Nephi 12. Anyway, you could scroll around and see if you could get them in order, but even if you don't, I guess it's just some things it's nice to have in order, because there's events going on, wars. I read out of Mormon Doctrine about evolution. Now that one got 188 views 1 year ago. And that was part 1. It says, take a walk with Lou. Plus I read out of Mormon Doctrine about evolution, part 1. Go down and check the TV out. I got it going down there, blaring. Anyway, so there's a whole bunch of stuff that's not me there, because there's a lot of stuff about Book of Mormon, the Nephites. Walk with Lou, a year ago. Wonder where that was. It might be at Nancy's. I don't think so. Anyway, I haven't gone back and finished. I need to. Last I knew, anyway, Prime had The Chosen, season 4, and I haven't seen it. And I saw a little bit of it, but I didn't finish watching all of season 4. So I need to go back and make sure if they still got it, I need to finish it. Okay, I gotta pay attention to the time. And let's see, we're at 29 minutes. I've been away from all the stuff, I've been away from the church, basically, except for the time I was with Dad. And they have some of the greatest media stuff for telling the stories. But the point is, I have been gone, so I don't know what they've got these days. And then there's so many members of the church, and some of them are into media and have done their own thing. Put out some comedies and stuff like that. I think of what the name would be. Home Teachers. Home Teachers is one of them. It was kind of funny. Kind of not funny, but kind of funny. This right here says 3rd Nephi 1, Book of Mormon audio. It's had 3,800 views. And it was put up a year ago. Anyway, 2nd Nephi chapter 29. So I was just talking about the fact that there are a lot of people who are independent who put their own movies out. And some of them are really cute, really good. I'm sure there's a lot of them I haven't seen. I can't remember the name of that show. Talks about you know what, that's terrible. My memory is just not doing so great because it's either a 7-cow wife or 8-cow wife or a 10-cow wife, one of those. But the point was it was unheard of to give more than, In fact, I don't know that they even gave cows because it was such a rarity. You had to have it to give it. But it was what you would give to, I guess, purchase your wife. Dowry. I'm not using good words, so please excuse me on that. But it's like you go to the papa and you offer him a certain amount of something to be able to marry his daughter. I wish I could remember the name right now. It's really a good show. It's good for the moral that it teaches. Here I'm over here in my head going, Tony Mama, but that's not it. So something that's similar to that. Really cool. When I was young, they had that movie, and it was just like a maybe 20 to 30 minutes long, and it was just short, and it was kind of crude because they didn't have. They were just starting out with filming and stuff back then, and then they made a movie out of it. I'm not sure how long, maybe an hour and a half. I wish I could remember because it's really neat. You are what you think you are. If you let other people tell you and you believe it and it's not true, there you are. You have no self-worth. But you just need to know that you do. You are. You are worth worlds. Worlds without number, because time does not end. Time everlasting. So you got to think about things. It's not just this life. There's more coming. Okay. Let me put these things back on. I probably should just shut her down. And I'm not even sure what I've done now. I must have read something. I'll have to go back and fill it in the end. See, now Romans 1. I just read that the other day. And it's got 71 views. It was 7 days ago that I did that. I'm so glad that my views have picked up. And this is out of the New Testament. And sometimes, I'm finding the New Testament is not that easy to read. In fact, it's making my head a little bit on the dizzy side. And here before long, I really should go eat something. I can tell that I need to eat something so that I don't get sick. You know what I mean? So, There's all this stuff on my deal. What's the deal? Okay, so I have 112,187 views. They're going up a little bit at a time, but at least they're going up. Because the other week, they were not going anywhere. They were just sitting there. And I know that they should have gone up by now, you know. And the time is 6:33, so that's my numbers. See if I can move something around here. Okay, manage my videos. So sometimes I'll get a lot of views and sometimes I won't. And I haven't been real good at hashtagging, but I'm trying to do better. So here's like 2 days ago, 46 views. That was a visit with Lou. And then there's one that's Romans 2 has had 45 views 5 days ago. So I've skipped some days there. Anyway, I'm just glad somebody's watching. I wish my voice would be beautiful. I guess I sang really pretty the other day and Jess was going, wow, where'd that come from? You know, because my voice was just really scratchy. Don't know why. Needs to stop that. And I don't know where I don't know if there's any problems in there, but just hope and pray that I get better every day. And I need to remember. I know that I took ivermectin. I took it on the 23rd. So today is the 29th. So that was 6 days ago, right? Probably once a week is more than enough. What I was doing before was I would do it 2 to 3 days in a row, and then I would go without for a while. I just really wish, not just wish, I hope and pray that I'm able to kick this cancer in the butt. Need to be able to stick around. I got things to do. Things to do. People to see. I'm going to take these things off because I'm going to just bid you adieu here in a minute. I'll figure out what I put on here. What did I put on here? Anything? I know that I was looking some stuff up earlier today. I forget what that was. Yes, my head is doing a weird trip. Turn it back on. Put it back on. Okay, so I did Helaman 2 earlier. I don't know what I did. I might not have done anything. I know that I start out sometimes with intentions and then things just go a different way. And so I'm not sure what I did. I have to listen to it all over again just to figure it out. I'll have to write it down as I go. I believe I need to do Romans 4. I can't remember how many Romans there are. You know how many chapters there are. Helaman's got 16. I don't always see that I have messages on here or comments. So please be patient with me if I don't respond right away. I just saw something that it was like it came back around from, seemed like a year ago. So I responded to it again because it was cool. Gave me a lot of praise, so I had to thank him again. It does make you feel better to be appreciated. Okay, let's see. 10 days ago, I've got 91 views, but that one was just 3 minutes. I was trying to put it on for the full 22 minutes, which I did get it on there. They start out looking basically the same because they are the same. It's just one stopped at 3 minutes. So that's the one. I've got 91 views on that one. It's only 3 minutes long. And then the other one is 22 minutes long, and it's got 20 views. Some of them listen all the way through, but a lot of them don't. I really don't know. I just want to make me something good to eat. And time is of the essence. This is with Lou as she rambles. That was on February 11th. Yeah, I got a headache. I need to take a BC powder. Okay, so, yeah, my head thinks it wants to hurt. I mean, it's thinking and it's hurting me right up in there. It's not very nice, is it? And then I need to figure out some of these things that they're talking about, castor oil, and I've got it in my cart. There's castor oil and rosemary shampoo and conditioner. They're saying rosemary will help with thickening of your hair. I don't know. I got to do something because if there's a way to stimulate hair growth, right now it needs help. My hair needs help. And castor oil itself is actually thick, so it's not so easy to put on your head. You do need to mix it with something. I mixed it with vitamin E oil, but I haven't really got up in there and, you know what I mean? Da 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 da. I did not put those on my, yes I did. Okay, so there's one of Papa Bear. There's 19 views. Well, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that I really had it on there. So I was thinking about that the other day. Okay, both of them are on there. There's one where he's telling about how he met Mama. And then there's another one talking about when they took off from North Carolina. The situation with their car and how they drove clean across the United States to Utah to get married in the temple, to get sealed in the temple, because they're already married. They were married and they were carrying Grandma Smith and me and Buddy. So me and my brother, we're 13 months apart. So we're little teeny tots. And we all take off in this old car. Of course, it was, I don't know how old it was at the time. It's old because of now. I want to say like 50s, 57. I don't know what the year was. I was born in 1954. So 55 would be when they got married, right? Or 53. 53. Yeah. So 53 they got married, 54 they had me, and 55 they had Nathan. So seems to me I heard that they had to push the car to get it to start when they left. He bought, back then they had 24 quarts of oil to a case. And he bought, I don't know if he bought one or two cases of oil stuck in the trunk. The car had some problems, but they were bound and determined to go to the temple and be sealed for time and all eternity. And that's quite a story. So down here, there is 3 months ago, okay, there's two different deals. It looks the same, and he might have repeated himself a little bit, but this is Dad talking about when he met Mama, and also when they took that trip to the temple. Now that was a heaping helping of faith that they left and went across the mountains. It was snow. I think Grandma Smith had cooked up some chicken or something. You know, she brought some food, but I don't know how much food. And I don't know if they knew how far they had to go. You know, you're talking about from like New Bern, North Carolina. I'm not even sure if it's 80 miles from the coast. It's surrounded by lots of water. I mean, there's lots of rivers, but the ocean is really close. Okay. So, from the East Coast, straight to the end of North Carolina and then to Tennessee and on and on and on until they got to Utah. So he had somebody else draw him a map, and I'm not sure what that map looked like, but he had a map. I mean, I talked about that not long ago, how we do things sometimes not knowing we can't do them. Like Mission Impossible. He did it. We did it. But me, you know, it's a little thing. Me and my brother were both little. Way. Anyway, I should probably get off here. I'm just telling you, there's two pictures. They're videos, okay? And Dad's got the covers up to his neck. You can tell he's laying in a bed, but he's being recorded as he's telling the story. And he's from North Carolina, and I don't think he ever got really rid of his accent. I worked really hard to get rid of mine. The boys made fun of me all the time. I didn't realize they were just flirting. Now I put my glasses back on. So I'm going to run go get me something to eat real quick, and we'll talk to you guys another time.